Hello, my name is Carx82 and welcome back to our GregTech New Horizons Season 2. Now, last episode we went ahead and finished out the iridium part of the platinum line, and I have decided I'm going to finally fix my nitrogen line now. We are producing nitrogen from a basic compressor and a basic centrifuge. As we can see, this recipe takes 80 seconds, and we only get, I don't even remember what we get from this. 4 buckets of nitrogen. So we're producing 4 buckets of nitrogen every 80 seconds. Well, that is absolutely inadequate at this point. So I think I'm going to do something a little different, and I want to, as we can see, the vacuum freezer here. I want to no. Oh, I did it. All right. I'm talking, and I thought that was an input hatch. Yeah, air intake hatch, which will bring in air from the outside, and we can cool it. It does require input hatch IV, but at this point, the stuff is relatively easy now that we have all that. Although I haven't got the polytetrafluoroethylene bars automated yet. I have some of these in recipes, and I don't have that going into a assembler yet. The reason, because I want to have it in an assembler like the way we have over here, but I don't have enough. I ran out of hatches for that, so I don't. What I've done is basically just dump like 32 buckets in my fluid assembler, so I haven't fully got that sorted out. Fluid solidifier. I haven't got this fully sorted out yet. Where are you? I've already forgotten where I put my. Where did we put our? It was on this side, wasn't it? There it is. PTFE. Yeah, I have a whole bunch, but I just don't have it down into like put it into a assembler yet, which I need to get going. Also, I need to craft up more of that. I've kind of had it. I have it turned off just because I really like the fluorine, and the fluorine's slowly filling up. And I know as soon as I turn that on, it will. It'll just empty out that thing. So I'm just basically being silly. Yeah. So basically, all I do is just manually throw it in there and produce hundreds of the ingots, and then using ingots in the recipes. So that'll take a second. But I'm going to produce nitrogen, and I think I'm going to do it through liquid air, because this recipe, basically, we take an air and we produce liquid air. I hope the air intake hatches work on this vacuum freezer. I actually don't know, to be honest. It may need to be on this cryogenic, which I don't feel like crafting up right now. So I'm going to try to see if that works. I mean, I hope it does. It's just a hatch that produces air, so we will see. But yeah, so I'm going to produce liquid air in a vacuum freezer, and then throw this in a multi-block centrifuge. So 53 buckets of liquid air gets us 40 buckets of nitrogen. And then the reason I want to do this is because we get noble gases and argon gas from it. And I want to start building up these gases. One, noble gas is good for deuterium and helium if we need. And then the other one was argon is used in, I think some of it's used in like the blast furnace for some recipes, if I remember. So I want to get that going as soon as possible. Now I do need that, and let me just dump some more of this in here. And I think I'm going to do this over here. It's not going to match the chemical reactors, but I've kind of decided that doesn't really matter. I have room at this point for 7 more channels over here, and 10 more channels over there. I'm not going to expand this anymore than this, but I might as well just keep expanding this kind of platform until I run out of channels. At that point, we'll have 64 channels just in this area, and then I'll move on to another one. I do think I'm going to keep all this in here, like chemistry stuff, so fluids, and I'm not going to do items in here, because there are a few items I need to produce, but that will probably be in its own area, I think, because I'll go into that in a second. But all right, let me get this going, I think. All right, that probably won't work on the back, actually. All right, I'll throw it right there. I haven't done that with any of the other. And I may throw it on the side. Basically, I'm going to auto output this liquid air into a centrifuge. So I'm going to build the vacuum freezer here, and the centrifuge right behind it is kind of what I was thinking. Although that is going to throw off the... Yeah, I could split it up. You know what? Maybe I'll do that. Instead of... I'll just throw it through... I'll move it one over. So the centrifuge will go right here. And then I will just use a pipe in between the two, I think. Just to keep them, you know, kind of similar to that. We'll have a little space in between. But first I need to make sure this actually works. So let's get this down. All right, so output hatch. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this is, well, does it matter if it's just running continuously? I was just thinking this makes it a bit more difficult to... I don't know how I want to do that. The easiest way would probably be... No. You know what? I don't think it... I feel like we'd be kind of wasting power, though, if we just have this running continuously. Alright, let's just get it going, and then I can always just rearrange it a little bit if I... Alright, well, it's drawn in there. It's not super, super fast, but it's going to be faster than this thing can process. Also, can you have more than one of those? Could I have like 2 of those on this if I wanted? If I have it sped up to like super fast. Alright, well it does look like it, yeah, it works. Figured it would. That's that. Cool. That'd feel kind of sad if it did not work with this vacuum freezer. Still don't know why I get that experience sound from those. I'm not really counting how many amps is coming down here. To be honest, this could, that's a waste. I really try to not put more, like, higher cables than needed. Here we go. So how fast does this go? It goes decently fast. I actually don't think it's going to keep up with the... No, I don't. I think the centrifuge is going to be way quicker. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Let me craft up the centrifuge, and then I need to get... Well, we have a tank for that. I do need to get 2 more tanks. Oxygen, we're not going to worry about. Just because I have that being produced with the electrolyzer. Although this is probably quicker than the electrolyzer. I could just keep the electrolyzer for oxygen and not worry about, or hydrogen, and not worry about that. I'm sure there's other easier ways to produce hydrogen as well, though. But I've just never really thought about it, to be honest. Okay, so this is using a full amp of EV. I mean, I'm producing what, 20,000 EU per tick? That's still quite a bit to have running permanently. I don't know. We'll see what I decide here. But I think we'll just kind of do that to keep the pairs. Although this is totally, it doesn't match at all. I really don't like, I don't like the color of this. Just not a fan of that color. Okay, so I just want to see. All right, good. For a second, I was like, "Oh, that's not working." All right, that's only 4 seconds. All right, yeah, we'll be fine. That'll definitely keep up with that. Question is, do I want to toggle this off at some point? I actually don't know. I don't know how I want to do that. This will not run. That's right. That won't run if this stuff is full. Which I don't want, because the nitrogen is going to fill up really quick, but I really want it running for argon, and so this needs to be running permanently. What was it? Soldering iron? Was it soldering iron you hit it to void the stuff? Is that what it was? Otherwise, I'll just have to void. Yeah, void excess. There it goes. Cool. Oops, I need to put that back in there. I like that. I like that a lot. You don't have to do funny things with like void trash cans and stuff. All right. So I do need to make sure I think we'll definitely I'll do that. Because I don't want this to switch. Oxygen. Still haven't decided if I want to hold on to the oxygen or not. It would make sense, but then I would have to sort that out. Alright, let me just get this going, and then I'll sort that out. So, nitrogen, that, and noble gas. I know you probably don't need to hit this with a bucket. It just feels weird. I should just try. I just like having it set, though. What side has... I think this side has... Yeah, that side has more room for channels. No, I don't have room there. I did just craft up a bunch of dense cabling. All right, but this has got... I think this will sort out that. So I think... I really do need to get the entire... Why did I fly over here? Dense. I really do need to get the entire platinum line, iridium, osmium. There's 6 different things you get from it. It is so important. And I think if I go do something else, that I'm just going to have to come back to it again. So I'm like, I might as well just do it right now while I'm kind of like in that platinum line kind of like zone. All right, let me just connect to this, and then all right, so that'll be good. I think I really should just switch the, you know what, while I'm here I should just, then I gotta like sort out, I can't remember what I did in that other multi-block is the issue. All right, let me just get this over here. All right, so this one will be argon, I guess. And noble gases. Now, technically, noble gases is going to probably be broken down, so it doesn't need to go in this. The actual things you get from noble gas will probably need to go in that. But at this point, I'm not going to worry about that at this point. It's going to take so long to get 4,600 buckets of argon. I have quite a long time to start worrying about the noble gases. All right, that is empty, that is empty, and this. And I don't care what anyone says. I love these tanks. It is so... it's so dumb that it's hilarious. I don't know, I love it. Alright. That is nitrogen, right? Yeah. Alright, cool. I am going through the nitrogen pretty quick. At the point. But as we can see, we get... I don't know. How fast are we getting it now? I mean, that is not super fast. So I wonder... I mean, you do need 53. I wonder how long it's taking. Yeah, it doesn't actually say what it is. I mean, it's... Okay, whatever it is, it's faster than what we were doing. That's all that matters. Alright, so we got that, I'm gonna do the oxygen, I think. I might as well just do that. There's no point in... It's faster than the other route. And plus I can get rid of all that craziness, which ironically is the reason I ended up moving all the things to the back. Alright. So let me do that. Okay, so I've gone ahead and also the end of last episode I ended up crafting up some corpse plants using obviously the UU matter we have, which by the way I need to get going again because I have basically run out of UU matter. It's not running at the moment. Yeah, because I got corpse plants thinking like, oh, we can get bones from that, bone meal, but I remember them being much quicker, and it's probably because in the first season I think I had a ZPM world accelerator, so I'm kind of misremembering how fast some of these crops are. But yeah, it's 4 stages, tier 5. It is quite slow. I've been doing all that stuff over there and I only have like 11 bones, so that's not gonna work. We're also getting rotten flesh. I'm just gonna let that run because I mean having bones and stuff isn't terrible. So there's no point in not having those going there. It's not like taking up room anywhere. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to come up with a different solution for the calcium. I was up to like 2,000 or something at one point, but we are down to that now. I just realized, I'm like, is this still going saltpeter? Yep, this is still processing all our saltpeter. I like that little setup I did though. Fun. Just a little basic one. Yep, now we have up to 5,370. So saltpeter is pretty good. We still have 230 left though. Tiny pile. What are you doing there? Oh, tiny pile of palladium salt. I'm probably never gonna get... Yeah, I doubt I'm gonna... No, if anything, we would do this recipe. I'm never gonna get tiny piles of salt. I like cleaning out my A system. So what was I gonna say? I was saying something. I was going somewhere. Calcite is a way to... No, uses. Electrolyze calcite gets calcium and carbon. We don't really need carbon. Oxygen. Everything gives oxygen, it does seem. But I did notice there is a really easy way to get calcite, and that is with fertilizer. We have tons of fertilizer. I'm pretty sure it's being voided now. I have no idea. Yeah, it's being voided at this point. We have so much of it. And that's just like a little tiny farm with an unbreakable axe on it. That is really cool for um, that's really good for fertilizer. So I'm going to set up fertilizer. Now this is, like I said, this is like an item. So if I want to produce like calcite, which I want to, you know, electrolyze down with that. Now that is too... All right, see, the thing is, I'm like, I could do this on one electrolyzer, but that would actually be a bit of a pain. Although it doesn't deal with cells. Don't really need to do a multi-block. I was trying to think, like, is there any way to do both of this process on one? But I feel like it would just always run the fertilizer. It would never get to the point where I needed calcite. Like, it won't, I don't think it would ever be able to get through the fertilizer, so it would never get to this recipe. So maybe I can do... maybe just like 2 electrolyzers. That is 5 seconds. Maybe I'll just do a double electrolyzer. Now, I do have 2 HV ones right there. I already have them. I don't really want to be placing more HV machines. I'm clearing everything out. I don't want to be placing more stuff down. Although, that's my indium setup, isn't it? I think that's EV, isn't it? Yeah, I think I saw purple under there. I just want to get it set up and going. This, like I said, this is like a thing where I'm producing items as opposed to fluids. I don't want to put it in that it doesn't fit with all the chemistry stuff over there. So this, I think, will be in its own separate. Like indium will probably be in one. That's producing an item. This is producing an item. Maybe I'll throw this setup in there because it's producing TNT. That's kind of what my plan is. So I may just set this. I really don't want HV. You know what? To not tempt me to do it, I'm just going to disassemble those so I can get the parts back. Yeah, let me craft up, I think I'll do this way. I don't need to do the industrial at this point, I don't think. I don't like having the wrong thing. Also, I did a little cleaning of my molecular assembly. I took a bunch of recipes out. I was running out of room, and there really wasn't any point having all my space stuff in there if I wasn't using it. Man, I need to stop getting distracted. But the calcium is part of the platinum line. Okay, I just ended up throwing it right here. I was making hydrochloric acid before for this my tungsten part. Oh, I actually don't need that anymore. That is being done over there. Yeah, so I was making hydrochloric acid. I just did a P2P tunnel to bring it over, and I got rid of the 2 machines right here. But basically, yeah, just electrolyzer producing calcite carbon. I am pulling out the carbon, putting the carbon in the A system and putting the calcite in here. And then I am pulling out the water and the oxygen and just chucking that in a trash can right there. So that is pretty much that. That is producing calcium for me. I did think it would... We are starting to... Yeah, we're up to 785 now. We are starting to tax our power gen just a bit. Now that I have, you know, EV machine, 2 EV machines running over there, a couple chemical reactors running. I have all my oil stuff running. I have that running. We are starting to kind of tax what we are producing. It's not dropping much, but it's definitely getting close. But I figured I could just mess around with some redstone. Let's do... I like active with signal, so I can see... If I can look at it, I can tell it's, like, on. We'll do export bus active with red signal to output fertilizer, and I'll do a level emitter of calcium, I think. I think this will, yeah. Also, why do conduits connect to literally everything? Yeah, and then I will throw a thing in there, and I'll say if we have like 1,000, let's test it really quick though. Output, emit when levels are above or equal to, no, emit when levels are below. Let's do, what was it, 800, 700? I don't know. Let's just see if it, yeah, so there we go. Turns off the thing to stop. Not that it really matters, it's more just at this point. Yeah, there it goes, and it is it's running. It's basically just to save a little bit of power at this point. I don't feel like expanding my power gen right now. I'm doing so much other stuff. All right, so that, and then I have, we're actually done with saltpeter for the time being. Like I said, this is just temporary until I get a whole thing built out. So I threw some calcite on there as well, just to process all that calcite down. I have no idea where. Oh, it's still in there. Yep. It's got to wait to go through all this stuff, and then we will start processing it. No big deal. All right. Let's move on. Okay, so as I was doing some other stuff, I realized it's getting really, really annoying that I don't have a thing for all the different precision laser engraver stuff. I just noticed that is IV. That's gonna work with how I want this to work. Do I have a... I don't have a EV one. All right, I'm gonna try this, I think. So obviously we have all these lenses. I've gone ahead and just leave that in there. Actually, I wish you could hold a dolly in your backpack. It doesn't go in there. Obviously, it's so you can't put like a chest on the dolly inside your backpack. All right. I actually don't know if this is going to work, to be honest. But what we're going to do is I've built another processing array with a bunch of things, and I'm going to put a lens in each, but I only have this being fed EV. I don't know if it's going to work with... I don't know if it'd actually work with that. I have a feeling it'll fail, actually. All right, well, let's just test it and see. Yeah, so I will go ahead and make... So I think I don't know how I ended up with an ordo and a diamond. Are they different? Yeah, ordo and diamond are like the same. I don't know if they do something different. I don't know how I ended up with both. Oh, I probably got it from a quest. Alright, so red. Like that. And yes, I did it in that order. These all can go in like... I think. I don't remember what we used that one for. Space stuff. Yeah, we don't need to put that in. And Ordo is the same as the diamond. So I don't think we need to do that. So how many is that? That is 8. Now... Oh, that's just enough. All right. Let's see if this works with... I don't remember which one is which. The CPU central is red, is it? I don't remember. No, that's Ordo. And I don't have recipes for a lot of these just because I've always done these manually. I've never bothered automating this because I only had the one and it just wasn't worth automating, so I would just go ahead and throw a bunch of wafers in. So I totally just put that in the wrong one, didn't I? I should name these. I'll do that, I think. Wait, I put those the wrong way around. Yeah. So let's see if I have a feeling it's not going to work with the IV assembler in there. Which means I probably need to upgrade the hatch, but now I have iridium for it. We have 141 iridium. And also, I'm really not... I don't like how I've done this. I'm going to move this to here, I think, and then move this back, because this needs to be upgraded. Let's see if... I have a feeling that's just going to fail. It's not going to get enough power. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Although I didn't... I actually didn't look to see if it worked. Alright, the wafers are cheap enough. Let me just try one more. Actually, no, they didn't end up... Yeah, they didn't end up in the A system. I had a feeling that wouldn't work. Alright, so I'm going to have to upgrade the... I'm going to have to upgrade the hatch to IV. And I'm going to put it back here, because trying to get IV power over there when it's over here would be a pain. So, like, this doesn't need to be here. Plus, getting all the interfaces. Like, there's so many more channels over here. This uses 2 channels. Like, there's really no reason for that to be here. If I have that over there, we can actually get rid of all these dense cables. Alright, so we will do that, I think. But that is going to let us automate all these lenses, because boy, are they annoying. Especially things for energy hatches, these PIC, these things. It's just such a pain. I needed a whole bunch of the Lapatronic energy orbs for these things, so being able to automate this into a thing that can do them all is wonderful. But all right, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to sort some of this stuff out, and then next episode I think we need to get back and to the platinum line. Probably acidic osmium, I think, is the next one I'm going to do. So we'll have to figure out how we're going to do that. Distillation tower, chemical reactor. Oh, that's easy. That's only 2 things. Yeah. Yeah, distillation tower directly into a chemical reactor, and that's it. And that is our osmium. Alright, cool. We'll check that out next episode. But anyway, that's going to be it for today, so thanks for watching, and have a good one.